Shawty made me feel like the summertime.
Hey, what's up guys, it's your girl Maleva and I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be a story time about how I dropped out of college. Yes, I dropped out of college before. That's why I am 25 and I'm still getting my bachelor's, but in due time everything happens for everybody. I just wanted to come share like my story. I know that some people may have felt the same way that I have when I dropped out, and they feel like, oh, I can't really do it right now, or you know, they basically feel like, you know, it's just hard for them right now. I know, like, when I dropped out, it was very hard for me. I felt ashamed, really. So I just wanted to come and, you know, share my story with you guys. I really appreciate all the love and all the support that I've been getting from everyone. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. I did a previous video. It was an Old Navy video. If you guys haven't seen that, you should go check it out. Make sure you give that video a like. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. You know, you're part of the Lover Squad. You should join us, you know, and subscribe. I'm going to be coming with more videos. Right now the school year has started, so I figured I would come with this video because I feel very motivated. I'm going to be going into my senior year next year, so I'm very excited. And I just was reflecting the other day, like, can you believe that you dropped out and now you're like almost done? So I just wanted to come share my story of why I dropped out. And it was a tough time for me when I dropped out. I mean, a lot of people around me didn't know that I felt this way, but it was tough, you know. It was tough because I didn't have the money to really do it, and then I felt like I was wasting money. I felt like I was wasting my parents' money. So let me backtrack and rewind this. So I graduated high school in 2011. Right after high school, you know, like when the fall semester starts, I went in. I did 2 semesters of community college, and then I dropped out. But let me backtrack. So right after school, like right after high school, I didn't take a break like some people decide to do, but most people don't. I didn't take a break. I just decided to go straight in, which is normal for people just to go straight in and not take a break. So when I went in, I had to take courses that didn't count. That was very discouraging. It was basically because in high school I wasn't really the academic type of person. I was like, you know, the teachers basically, like, they didn't really get on me as much about my grades. Like, I didn't fail, but I wasn't an A or sometimes even a B student, and nobody really said anything to me. I guess because I was a good kid and I didn't get in trouble. Sorry, my bangs are... Ugh. I guess because I was a good kid and I didn't get in trouble, they didn't really bother with me too much. So me just being like an average B, sometimes C, really C student was normal for me. So when I went to college and I had nobody to check on me, nobody to make sure that I was doing, you know, what I'm supposed to be doing, because college is not like that. College, you're on your own. So it was basically just like a shock for me. And the classes I had to take, it was like I wasn't getting credit for it, so that was discouraging. And then like my parents at the time didn't have like all that money to be sending me to college, and I'm not performing well, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like discouraging for them when the first semester went, and I took 4 courses, I believe. I think it was 4 courses, but 2 or 3 out of the courses was not counted for, and no, 3 out of the 4 courses that I took was Did I say 3 out of the 4 courses? Jesus Christ. I'm losing my train of thought. But 3 out of the 4 courses that I took, I believe they were not counted for because when I went into the community college, I didn't pass that test that you take to get in. I had to go over my English, go over my math, all those classes. So like, I believe, like, and I'm gonna be so honest and so transparent, and I could do this now without crying because I'm in a better place in my life, and I am performing very well, and I'm getting A's. God, please keep doing it for me because I need the A's. It's a great feeling. But when I was going to school, I wasn't really performing well. I was getting like, okay, this is gonna be very embarrassing. But like, so I got to a point where I realized I'm gonna fail this class. And I said, I don't want any F's on my transcript. So I had to withdraw. By the time I went to withdraw, we're not getting any money back. So my mom is looking at me like, oh, okay, honey, you can withdraw, that's fine. And then she thought like, oh, well, when you withdraw, you get some type of money back. I wasn't getting any money back. And I wasn't the type of person to give up or to say, oh, I can't do it. Like, I would punish myself. I feel like it was punishment. I would punish myself and go through the whole course even though I knew that I wasn't passing, and I would show up and try. But I think at the time when I was going to school, I just wasn't prepared and I just wasn't ready mentally. So after, it had to be the second semester, after the second semester, and I didn't do well either, and I felt like a failure. Like, I felt like I was failing, and I wasn't really applying myself, I felt, but I was trying, but it wasn't good enough, you know what I mean? But at the time, I just tried, and then my mom sat me down, and she was just like, because I had failed like two of the classes the next semester. My mom just sat me down and was like, I mean, you're not really taking it serious. And she was already shelling out so much money for college, and I'm not taking it serious. Why are you going to spend your money and the person is not taking it serious? I was taking it serious, but she didn't feel like I was taking it serious, which I understand because like we're not made of money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my family works hard for their money, so like, if you're not ready, you should just sit it out. So that's what I did. I decided to drop. So I did 1 whole year of college, the first year, and then I dropped out. When I dropped out, I wasn't depressed until, let's say, the mid of the second semester, I think, because all my friends were at school and I was working. And I was just working at, I could say it, I don't care. I was just working at Sears, and I was a cashier, and I just went to work every day. I mean, it was great that I was making money, but like, I wasn't gaining any type of education, you know what I mean? And I knew that I was not gonna go back to college unless I could pay for it, because it wasn't fair to my mom to keep paying for college, and I'm not performing. I'm not doing as well as I should. So I knew I wasn't gonna go back to school until I could pay for it. And coming right out of high school, you didn't have a job like that. Like, the first other job I had was Kohl's. That was like a seasonal thing. So I went and I worked at Sears. I was part-time. I would get as many hours as I could. It was a time that I was very depressed and I was very sad about like not being in school, but I don't think I was mentally prepared for college at that time in my life. I mean, I was 19, I would say, like 19. Yeah, I was 19 at the time. So like, I feel like at that time I really was not prepared. Like, I really was not ready. And I can see that now that I'm 25 and like I'm really like into school, and I I'm really excited about school and being like in it. I know that if my mom would have continued paying for college, I probably would have still been failing and still in those classes that didn't count. Like I think it's because I was in those classes that didn't count. It was very discouraging for me, but I feel like if you're in the same position, maybe you take the time out to really reevaluate yourself and really think, am I really applying myself? Because I know that you may think, well, I have to do this now. You should apply yourself and make sure that you get some type of education, but you also should be realistic. And that's what I should have been when I went into the second semester. I should have been realistic. Like, it was a shock for me going into college because you don't have anybody to really tell you what to do. You have to do it on your own, and you have to decide like, oh, this is supposed to be done this day, and you have to keep everything organized, and there's nobody on your back, and there's nobody telling you what to do. You know what I mean? You basically just have to apply yourself and do it yourself, which can be a shock if you're just going into school. And I wasn't the type of kid to really care about like grades or nothing like that, because like my parents just saw it as I was a good kid. I didn't get in trouble. As long as you don't get in trouble with the law, you are fine. Like it's not like I was bad or anything like that, or out doing mischief. Like I was just a quiet kid, so I flew under the radar. And I know there's kids out there that's like me, that was like me when I was in high school, that you just flew under the radar. You were a good kid, so they didn't really pressure you about your grades. But then you get to college and you're like, what is this? Like, what's going on? Like, why is there so much that I don't know? You know? Even with math, because math is not my strong suit, and I will say that, like, math is not my strong suit. But it was a shock when I got to college, and I had to take a math class that did not count. That was killing me. Like, knowing that I had to sit here and solve these problems and this is not going to count towards any credits. Like, what? Are you serious? Like, I was so distraught. So I would say this: if you're in the same position and you've dropped out and you feel depressed, know that at the end of the day, you can go back. You can go back once you're ready to apply yourself, once you're ready to, take it on and be serious about it. It's never too late to go back to school. It's never too late to chase after your dreams. It's never too late. We have a whole life to live, and we must live our lives. You can't just stay in the present. And I would tell my 19-year-old self, it's okay. You're going to go back to school. It's fine. You're not going to just be working at Sears for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to, like, I definitely would have told my 19-year-old self, like, you're not going to be working at Sears for the rest of your life. You're not going to be a vacuum salesperson for the rest of your life. Like, you're going to do good things. And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel now, because I know that next year is my senior year, and I'm looking forward to graduating in 2020. And I'm looking forward to graduating strong and being a independent person, an independent woman, because it's not easy. I know that lately I've been thinking about my tuition because it went up, but I'm gonna do it. I've been paying for college all by myself ever since I dropped out, and I've been doing pretty well, and I'm gonna continue to chase after my dreams. Just know, I just want you to know, if you're in the same position, you can do it. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing that's too hard. I know that when I dropped out, I was like, I'm never going back to school. Forget it. Like, I'm dumb. Like, I really put myself down, and nobody around me really knew that I felt that way. I would just tell people, oh, I'm not in school because I can't afford it, which was true. I couldn't afford it, but I also didn't apply myself as much as I should have, and as much as I could have, I guess. But I think at the time I really was not ready. I really was not prepared, like, mentally to, I guess to commit and to do that big commitment of staying in school and being in classes that don't count for anything. And when I went back, I had to do those classes that I failed in order to get to classes that was going to count for something. My thing is shaking because my foot is on the thing. But like, I had to do it, and I did it, and I was okay with it. But at 19, I was not mentally prepared. I know that some people feel like, oh, it's too late to go back to school. Even if you're 25 now and you're going back to school, do it. I went back to school, and I started off slow when I went back to school. When I went back to school, I did 2 classes, I think, at first, and then I realized, okay, well, I could push myself some more. And I was working full-time, and I'm still working full-time now. And I took 2 classes at first, and then the next semester I added another one. Then the next semester I said, Melissa, you could do a little bit more. There was one class that I did not pass, and I think it was when I went back to school, like, officially. I think it was astrology. I did not pass that class. I passed the lab, but I couldn't pass the class. And I was so upset, and I said, I'm going to try to do it again. Girl, I shouldn't even do that. I'm not an astrology person. I'm not. So that's just not my strong suit, and I don't think I'm ever going to take that class again. But I know that like going back to school is hard. It's hard to think like I'm going to go back to school, but it's important. It's important to challenge your mind. Even if you take 2 courses and you decide, okay, well, this is really not for me, at least you try it again. Like, I really want to, like, push, I can't think of the word, push for people to try and go back to school, and it's never too late. Like, I'm very excited about what I have accomplished, because at 19, why do I sound like I'm gonna cry? I mean, at 19, it was hard. It was hard to think that, like, I probably wasn't going to pass, or I probably was never going to go back to school, or, be able to get a career, or I'd be working at Sears for the rest of my life. Like, I really thought that. Like, there was days that I would feel so bad because I'm like, I'm never going to, like, accomplish anything. But there came a time in my life I was just like, I can afford it. I'm gonna go back, even if it's 2 classes. Like, I would tell you, just go back and just do it. Like, there's nothing you can't do. Don't let anybody ever make you feel like you can't do it. Even if you got all the stares from family members that kept asking you, well, when are you gonna go back to school? When are you gonna go back to school? Just do it. You don't need anybody's approval. Okay, you don't need anybody's approval on what you should do with your life. You have to be happy with your life, and you have to make your own decisions. I know that when I was 19, I got a lot of ridicule. I can't even say the word. I got a lot of, like, bad feedback. Can't think of the word right now. But I got a lot of ridicule from my family. I can't say that word. It is what it is. Not like my parents or my sisters or anything like that. It was just like, outside family. It's just like, well, you need to go back to school. And it was a lot of pressure, but like, I guess they were just very, they just wanted the best for me. But at the time, I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't do it, and I felt depressed about that, because I felt like I was letting people down instead of worrying about who I am and who I want to be, So I would say, if you feel like you can't do it right now, you just go back when you feel like it. And when you go back, you finish strong. And you'll be fulfilled with whatever you do once you finish. And I'm very hopeful that, and I know that I'm going to finish. Like, and I'm very happy about like where I've as far I can't even think of the words. Oh my god. I'm very happy about how far I've made it, you know what I mean, and where I am right now. So I just wanted to come share a little story time with you guys. I didn't think I was gonna cry, but yeah, that's all I really wanted to tell you guys is never give up on your dreams. Never give up on yourself. And if you are a 19-year-old male or female that's thinking, damn, I really wish that like I really can't do it right now, but like I want to do it, you will do it. You will go back and you will finish. Even if you're 30 years old right now and you're like, I want to go back to school, go back to school. Do it. Like, it doesn't, just take 2 classes, just try it. Like, it's never too late to go back to school, and it's never too late to finish. I know that there'll be some nights that you're studying, and there'll be some days that you're really tired because you just worked that 8-hour shift and you have homework to do. Push yourself. Say you're gonna get better out of this life as long as you push yourself. Okay? So I just wanted to come here and show you and just, give you guys a story time, a little motivation. I know we're in the school year, and at times when we're in the school year and you're not in school, it's a very depressing time. So I just wanted to come and share my story with you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram at _mellover. I'll have it somewhere here on the screen. Just follow me there just to stay updated and stuff. And if you're new, welcome to the family. I don't know if my crying scared you off. I hope not. Until next time, girls and guys, never let anybody dull your sparkle. And you're beautiful. Good night.
How could it be 20-something?